What's up, YouTube? What's up, Raider Nation? This is it right here. This is dropping. Here's the schedule release. We're going to watch it together. Week 1 against the Panthers in Carolina. Week 2 Monday Night Football against the Saints, so the rumors were true. Week 3 against the Patriots in New England. Week 4 against the Bills in Vegas. Alright, then we go to Kansas City week 5. This is good. This is good. Going to KC early in the season. Bye week 6. Okay. Okay, bye week 6. Here we go, week 7. What do we got? The Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football against Tom Brady. Alright, week 8 against the Browns in Cleveland. Week 9 against the Chargers in South Oakland. Week 10 against the Broncos. That's going to be November. Sunday Night Football in Vegas. So this is our third prime time. Week 12 in Atlanta. Good thing they're in the dome, so we don't have to worry about cold weather. In New York. Okay, week 13. We're going to have to go to New York again later in the season. Colts in Vegas for week 14. Thursday Night Football against the Chargers again this season. Week 16 against the Dolphins in Vegas, and we cap off in Denver.
Hope y'all staying safe.
Is that 4 primetime games? That's 4 primetime games.
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby. Oh, and there it is right there. Actually, let me leave that. There it is right there. Let's take a look at that. Wow. All right. So, guys, let's go over this a little bit. Let's see if we can actually get a better picture of that, because it looks kind of dark. And here it is. Alright, so let's take a look at this here. Week 1 against the Panthers. That's a 10 a.m. start. Then Monday Night Football to start this whole thing here in Vegas. The first game in the new stadium for the Raiders. Then we go to New England. Buffalo comes into town. Kansas City. I like this. This is not bad. This is not bad at all. We got 3 home games. Again, at the end of the stretch, this is really good. I'm actually really happy with this. Okay, let me explain why. So Derek Carr's biggest problem is what? Cold weather games, right? And towards the end of the season last year, we had to travel a little bit, especially during a 3-game losing streak, even though there was a couple games at home that we did lose against the Jaguars and the Titans. Jaguar game was unacceptable why we lost that one. Lost in Denver late in the season, unacceptable. We shouldn't have lost that game either. So looks like going into November, we got to go to Cleveland to begin November, and then Atlanta we don't need to worry about too much. It's a dome. New York in December. That's probably New York and Denver really are the only 2 games that may be really affected by cold weather. I don't think Cleveland. It's a who knows? It's a toss-up. Who knows what the weather really will be like. Kansas City early on, I like that. Early on, you got to go to Kansas City and New England. Probably the furthest place we'll have to go is probably New England on travel-wise, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So get those 2 out of the way. And I like this is it starts off away, home, away, home, away, home, and then you go on a little road trip for 2 back-to-back weeks, and then you come back home for a regular game against the Broncos, a Sunday Night Football game against the Chiefs, and then we go on a road again. 2 more 10 a.m. games, Atlanta and New York, and then you come back for a 3-game homestand, one being a short week, of course, being Thursday night. You got the Colts, the Chargers, and the Dolphins. Broncos to cap off the season, and hopefully that would mean, hopefully it doesn't come down to division there, but of course the games against the Kansas City, who are defending Super Bowl champions, will be most important. So let's come back over here. I'm really happy about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But before we end the video, I mean, it's only right if we do an actual prediction, right? Let's do this. So go to Carolina to play Teddy Bridgewater and the new look Panthers. I'm gonna, with all confidence, hopefully say that is a W. Against New Orleans at home, Monday Night Football. I mean, it's New Orleans. It's Drew Brees. That would be a tough game, but it's at home. It's the first home game. You would hope that we'd win that game, but we might take an L. So let me be realistic as possible here. Let's say an L, okay? Let's say an L in our home opener, which that sucks, but it is what it is. New England, I'm going to say a W. Who knows what the Patriots will really look like. Say what you will, whatever. Bill Belichick, whatever. There's no Tom Brady. So let's say W. 2 road wins to start the season. Home against Buffalo. Buffalo was a pretty good team last year. Their defense is really good. But you don't want to lose back-to-back home games in your first season in Vegas. So let's say W. At Kansas City, I'm going to say an L. I don't think we're still ready. I don't know. We could, it varies, right? I could be very wrong, but I'm going to say L against Kansas City. W against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. I don't think we let that one slip up. W against the Browns. W against the Chargers. We're sweeping the Chargers. I'm sorry. And we're sweeping the Broncos. I'm going to give a W there. I'm going to give a W here. We're going to go on a 5-game winning streak in the middle of the season. We're going to beat the Chiefs finally, and because it's going to be momentum, it's going to be Sunday Night Football at home in Vegas. Go to Atlanta. I'm going to say W. Jets again is probably going to be a trap game. I'm going to say an L. We got our asses handed to us last season. I'm going to say an L. This win streak has to come to an end. 6 games in a row. It's got to come to an end right before the homestand. We play the Colts, and Phillip Rivers comes back. Oh, well, not really back, but comes back to play the Raiders. I'm going to say a W here. My cat just totally got in the way, whatever. Thursday night, W against the Chargers, W against the Dolphins, and I'll say an L in Denver to kind of even this thing out. So I lost track. What is that? I said W, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 and 4. Okay, maybe I'm being too optimistic. I think 10 and 6, 9 and 7 is way more than realistic, especially the way this is set up. You got a bye week after Kansas City to figure out what we did wrong, and you go into the Tampa Bay game against Tom Brady with that extra week of rest. Not a bad spot for the bye week. You kind of will probably 5 games in, get a good understanding of what the football team is going to look like and how we need to execute down the stretch. I'm really, really excited for this. This looks fucking awesome. 4 primetime games. I think that's a good amount. We could get flexed later down the line. Who knows? You could see a flex somewhere in there, depending on who's playing really well. If it comes down to the division, those games usually get flexed sometimes. So goal is, though, regardless, is to beat Kansas City and win at home. That's how you really ultimately win in this league. Play well on the road, but I mean we got to beat Kansas City, and not too bad on the road games. Honestly, I don't feel as bad as last year, even though last year we played pretty well on some of those games and we just missed out. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. This is awesome. This is super exciting. I cannot wait to just dive into this a little bit more. Look at the rest of the league schedule. At 5 o'clock they do a whole show and shit. So leave your likes, comments down below. Share to your friends. Raider Nation, thank you for watching. Give me your win-loss predictions at the bottom, and I'll catch you guys later.